What's up, everybody? Brad Garlinghouse, 60 minutes, and we're dumping just like I was talking about, man. You could have went ahead and pumped, very possibly, but at the end of the day, a lot of times when everybody's expecting something, the opposite happens. It happens almost all of the time. Just go back to Elon Musk and Saturday Night Live. So, there you go. It's dumping. But is it over? No. What it's doing is it's correcting, right? It's still in its correction. And what is its correction? Well, we have a couple different ideas for that correction. Number one being we have 3 down, right? We have 1, 2, 3 up, and now we're getting maybe 5 down. It could be an A, B, C. That's idea number 1. Idea number 2, we flag out in here a little bit, and then we pump and continue higher. Or we hit the high in a 3-way pullback. It'll be 3 down. It'll be a more complex B, and then you get another 3 down, 3 up, 3 down, and then you go, right? So, and then the other idea, obviously, just a regular ABC and then continue higher. You could also get, this thing to keep pumping and then you get a flat, which falls under the category of the previous idea. So, yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see how this plays out. Now, if we zoom in to the 20-minute chart here, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you have an A. Looks like you have a B, and it looks like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 and 5, and then we get a C. Right? So let's see if we can hold support here and then continue higher. If we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we have a 3-way pullback, we get rejected, we continue going down, right? Obviously it could be a bigger 3, but more than likely we're going to come back and revisit these lows. Right? So we get back here, we revisit the lows, we build some accumulation, and then we continue higher. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Or this is just a flash crash, like a quick liquidity grab. We get bought up real quick, and then we continue. But again, it's so early. You got to give it some time. You got to wait a little bit. Because right now, I mean, this is, that's a pretty extended 3-way pullback, right? So we got this to me looks like it needs to do that. I'd like to see 5 waves, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You got an A. You got 1, 2, 3. There's your B. Let's get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get a C. And then maybe around 240. We can hold support in here, somewhere around this area. Yeah, around that 240 area. And then let's see if we can get a bounce coming soon. But it's not just XRP, right? It's the whole market. Everything's kind of... We just had the weekly close. XRP is more severe, right? We're almost at 4% to the downside. And we're not even 1 hour into the new week. Or the new daily candle. So let's look at the weekly candle here. If we look at the weekly, there's nothing wrong with the weekly. And basically we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green candles in a row. So statistically speaking, we haven't had a red candle yet. So who knows? Maybe we can get a red candle for the next 2 months or the next 2 weeks before continuing higher. Or like I said in the previous video, there's also a chance we're starting our 4th wave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could get something like that. There's also this area here right? We broke this area, and there's your range between $1.60 and $2, right? So you could always come back down here and fill in these little gaps, right? Or back test this breakout area, right? Because we broke out of here, we could come back and retest this area before continuing higher. You know what I mean? So I don't think it'll take that long the way I've drawn it, but you get the idea. So 1, 2, 3, maybe we get 4 and then 5. That's worst case scenario, right? So how big is this correction going to be? I don't know, but I'll tell you what, this looks corrective. So the very least, you kind of want to see something like that, and that's what we've been getting this whole time. You can see we have a rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation. Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation. Rise, crash, retrace, reaccumulation, right? So we could get something like this and this. So the fractal that I shared, I mean, it could still play out. I mean, but it can't continue to fall. It's got to fix itself soon. And then, I would probably give it another 2 candles. And if it's not looking better, then I'd say, yeah, we should cut the fractal, right? So if you don't know what the fractal is, go back, watch the previous video. But anyways, let's take a look at Bitcoin, because history was made here with Bitcoin on the weekly chart. So we just had the highest weekly close in Bitcoin history. We had our first weekly close above $100,000. That is history in the making, right? The previous weekly close was about 98. We just had $100,000 weekly close. We have a very strong week, nice wick at the bottom, right? So, you're consolidating in here, but eventually we should continue. And then once we continue, and then we start to level off again, we should see the altcoins start to really catch up. If we look at a couple altcoins here, like for example Theta, we have a nice looking weekly candle, nice tail at the bottom, right? Kind of got that bullish hammer look to it. We're stepping up the ladder here. Right, we're stepping up the ladder. So you got your wave 1, you're flagging out, right? This is also a 1 2 1 2 1 2, right? So this thing could, you're right here at the all-time high. It kind of looks like Bohm Dog and Jupiter in a way, the way it looks on the weekly, right? And then let's break out. So actually, this is SHIB. I thought I was looking at Theta this whole time. I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, there's Theta. So Theta's, yeah. So that's one big wave there. So we're still at the swing high here. So we need to either pull back or break out. If we look at the small time frames, by the way, SHIB is getting close to a breakout, and you can kind of see this here. This is a very significant area, right? So should be getting very close to something pretty major. But let's zoom in here on Theta. Let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, see, nothing really has changed. We're kind of just meandering here. I said earlier it looked a little bearish because we were bouncing on this line. You can see a shoulder ahead, a shoulder, kind of a descending triangle. So we really need to break out of that. Otherwise, we're going to come back down. But if we do come back down, it's actually not such a bad thing. The reason why is because it looks to me very corrective, like a flat, like a running flat, a regular flat, worst case scenario, an expanded flat. So that's kind of how I'm looking at the price of Theta. So we just got to wait, got to be patient. But this is good. We're going sideways. That's the point, right? We've been going sideways since November 24th. So we've been going sideways approximately 8 days. So a little over a week. We've been going sideways for a whole week, which is good. That's what we want, right? So anytime you go sideways, break out, go sideways, break out, you know what I mean? Or you're correcting through time, or you correct through price, right? So, but as far as Bitcoin goes, on the smaller time frames, we're kind of just right in the middle here of the retracement levels. I'm wondering if we have to, get some type of, if this is a completed flat, boom, A, B, C. If that's done, and this is a 1, and now we're flagging out for a 2, and then we go up and get 3, right? So that's idea 1, like I said earlier. Or do we have to have 1, 2, 3 back down? So it'd be 3 down, 3 up, and then 3 back down. And then continue higher, maybe retest these lows. Again, we gotta wait, we gotta see, we gotta figure it out, but that'll do it for this video. Just wanted to pop in real quick. One more look at XRP on the small time frames. Yeah, that's a pretty big dump. Look at that. So this retracement looks like it's over, and we're dumping. So this is impulsive, which means we should get a 4 and a 5. And then we want divergence between the 4th and the 5th. Then we want to see a base. Then we want to see a retrace. So we got a lot of work to do on the small time frames. Let me see the 30-minute again. Yeah, the trend line. Let's see. I think there's a trend line right here. There we go. There's the trend line. So I want to see it get down to this trend line here. And if we can get down here and get a significant bounce off of it, then you could look at it like a 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. But other than that, I mean, you got the 3-wave shape here. Just want to see a 4 and a 5 hit that trend line. So anyways, that'll do it. I'll catch you on the next one. Make sure to hit the like, subscribe, and remember, not financial advice, and I'll catch you on the next one. And let's see. I haven't even seen the Brad Garlinghouse. I've seen a couple clips, but I haven't seen the full thing yet. So I'm on the West Coast, so I don't really for me on DirecTV, 60 Minutes, it's on at 7:30 Eastern or 7:30 Pacific time. But on the East Coast, they're already watching it. So I have to look online or stream it online somewhere if I want to watch it alongside the East Coast. So it's kind of stupid. I wish they would just air it all at the same time. But they want that time slot because that's the prime time. 8 o'clock is the prime time slot, right? So obviously 8 o'clock on the East Coast is going to be a different time on the West Coast. So that's why they do that. But anyways, I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.